for the fixed broadband area, we're seeing, say, 4 trends. I think first of all, it's ultra-fast access. So certainly the prevalence of things like, so fibre to the home, G.fast and DOCSIS 3.1. So that's the first thing. Secondly is kind of machine-to-machine, smart home, those kind of sort of areas, so device management, service management from an operator perspective, and control from the user perspective. I shouldn't forget that. The third one is probably around network transformation, so that's kind of the NFV SDN story. And then sort of fourthly, I think around kind of network convergence. So the idea of kind of wireless and wireline really kind of coming together. But all 4 of these are kind of coming together from our point of view to, create some real opportunity. There are some threats, but there's some real opportunities. Well, I think if you want to come to an event where you're going to talk to your counterparts in other operators, get ideas, get kind of thoughts on best practice, to discuss business issues, then it's a very good place to be. That's definitely what I've noticed for all 3 days, is it has been a very kind of real discussion, and people have been quite honest. And you don't always see that at conferences. You sometimes see an element of candor, but I think it's the fact that they're all kind of users of the same platform actually really helps the discussion, because they can share real best practice. It's not maybe such an abstract concept for them. They're really talking about the same things, which makes it very interesting. And certainly from my point of view, they talk a lot about TR69, which is obviously near and dear to our hearts. It's our protocol. I think so, definitely solving some business issues that, maybe 1 or 2 that have been around for a little while, but maybe it's becoming more obvious that there is a common issue. So I think there were some issues around testing and conformance for devices in the home, actually, and wireless. So that was interesting. I think the other thing is this drive for new services. Every time I had that conversation with people, there was a lot of nodding heads, and a lot of kind of keen discussion on where things could go. And I think people are alive to opportunity, which is good, because I think there has been a couple of years when disruption's been the key word, and what's happened out of that is that people have been kind of worried. Whereas now I think you're starting to sort of sense that people are still talking about disruption, but maybe they're talking a little bit more about it is an opportunity as well, which is a very good thing to see. For me, Nokia have always been a very, very good member of the Broadband Forum, always very proactive. You're involved in, all of the areas I highlighted that are important we think, to the industry, and that the Broadband Forum are pursuing, are all keenly followed by Nokia. So that's a very important sort of thing. And I think how do I sort of put it? I think you're very good corporate citizens. And I think that's very important from an operator perspective, for them to know that you follow standards. In fact, no, let me rephrase that. You don't just follow standards, you are actually involved in architecting the standards. You listen to requirements from a large customer base, and you enact them in the standards bodies. And that is a very important thing. I'm sure, in fact I know, that comes up in RFPs. And they want to see that you're involved, and I can certainly say that you're very, very involved. And you can see that, I think, through events like this, that you aren't frightened to hear the good, the bad and the ugly, to kind of to use that sort of phrase. You're not worried about it, which I think is, again, a very good sort of thing, because people aren't impressed, I don't think, if they think they're being snowed on some kind of answer, that it's just marketing spin. They don't need marketing spin. What they want is some honesty about problems, because there are some, there are opportunities, but there are issues out there, and they like candor. I was very pleased that I was invited to this event. It isn't the first time I've done motivation, but it's been a couple of years. I really value coming to this event because it's my opportunity to reach beyond the standards guys. Generally speaking, the guys that come to the to BBF meetings are normally in the kind of rarefied atmosphere of standards in a company. Now, they have very good experience, but they aren't the guys at the sharp end. I like being at conferences like this, and I do really appreciate the invite because I hear directly from the people that feel the pain of deploying TR69. You know, they run an ACS, they know what it's like to troubleshoot things. So when I'm hearing feedback from them, it's not secondhand, it's direct, and that's very, very valuable from my point of view. And you can guarantee I will be talking about this with my work area directors who run these programs. So yes, very valuable.